This coach inn was called the Moor House, but it was also called the Halfway House on Armstrong's map of 1769. In 1831, when the new road was built, the old Morpeth to Breamish turnpike road went out of use, and it's basically just a public footpath or a bridle way. A lot of the turnpikes were built on old drovers' roads. It was a toll road and you had to pay, but there were some exemptions. Horses carrying the mail or soldiers' horses were exempt. Going to church on a Sunday, you were exempt from paying a toll. Horses carrying road building materials, they were exempt. Or even if you were just moving your horses and your cattle from one pasture to another, you were exempt from paying the toll. I've actually got some information written down. It's fascinating stuff, like. Various charges were to be levied. It cost 6d for every horse, mule or beast except an ass, drawing a cart or carriage, and it was 3d for every horse or mule laden or unladen and not towing, 1d for every ass laden or unladen and not drawing. Couldn't remember all that, so I wrote it down. But in the 1600s, you could travel from London to Edinburgh via Morpeth and Berwick. It would take 7 days. But every day you would have to stop off, obviously, to rest the horses at a staging post, like here. And the journeys wouldn't have been very comfortable either. You know, the roads weren't in the best of conditions, going up and downhill in massive potholes, that sort of thing. And there was even stories of runaway horses in carriages without the occupants. And you were also in danger of being robbed by highwaymen. They used to hang around here at the local staging posts and they'd listen for intelligence where the travellers, when they were resting, finding out where they were going on their journey, and then they would lie in wait later on and rob them. It's a fascinating thought to think, like, at one time along this track there would have been horses and carriages coming along here, no cars, and that's going back like 1600s, 1700s. And not far from here, just through the trees, is a replica of a gibbet. Back in the day, people would have been hung here on high ground, be able to be seen from miles around, to set an example, and we'll investigate that later. But this place is haunted. The cause of the many sightings of ghosts and spectres around here could be a few different things. There was a Jacobite battle about a mile north of here. There was a skull and a few human bones found. There's also the ghost of Jamie McFarlane. 3 Cockadale Rangers pretended to be French and tried to imprison him. He got them back by scaring the horses. He was later found dead in his hut, not far from here at Rough Castles. A besom maker he was. He's often seen around here with a besom shank over his shoulder. And some say that the tall dark person in a coat is Jamie, wandering these hills at night. And I'm going to do a wild camp here tonight, but not next to the inn. It's a bit of a walker's path as well, and as people coming and going, and maybe tonight we'll hear some strange goings on, perhaps see a ghost, you never know. The ghost of Jamie McFarlane. Get out and do a bit of wild camping and ghost hunting, you know it makes sense. Been quite a bit of storm damage, and it wouldn't be very safe camping next to one of these trees that are still upright, because they could have been weakened by storm or one. You know, you've got to be so careful and wary of widow makers. Too many trees down here. I'm going to find somewhere to camp on the edge of this plantation. We'll have a look for the gibbet. Found a canny little spot right on the edge of the plantation, out the way of them trees, and I found the gibbet. Now I don't know if that's its original spot. I think it's just been leaned against a tree. This place is about as wild and remote as it gets here in the Northumbrian Hills. Just, you know, peace and solitude. Got my tent up before it started like hailstone. The ground sheet can be unhooked and pegged back, so I'm not like risking burning the fabric if I'm using the stove. I've started cooking on gas. And I've gone for the cheap option as well. You can get these canisters that are butane, isobutane and propane mix, and they're only £2.50. Now if you want to get an equivalent canister, you know, the round ones, the conventional ones, you're paying double. I've got the filler valve. I can transfer this to my small canisters that fits inside my small pot. So for ultra lightweight backpacking, I've got options for that as well. And I went to Decathlon and I got I think it was like £15. You get the pot, you get a plastic spoke, and you get like a bowl inside, plastic bowl. It's a shame the lid wasn't metal. If you're careful, you're not going to burn it. And it's got a built-in strainer as well, I like that. It's got a bit of a lip on the outside, so it aids helping it to pour. I think what I'm going to have to do now is have something to eat and have a hot drink, because although I am warming up, I haven't had much to eat today and I need to get a good meal into this. I was in Aldi the other day and I got this whole grain spicy Mexican style rice. And I think it was like 79 pence and it's already cooked. You just got to like warm it through. I've got the chicken drumsticks to add, so I can have the chicken drumsticks as the protein and just mix that in with the rice. And I got some macaroni cheese and some mackerel fillets and tomato sauce. Why pay through the nose for dehydrated meals when you can make them yourself? This one was done in a dehydrator, spaghetti bolognese. If you want to make your own jerky or dehydrate your own food, check out Mick the 12 Sagittarian, because that's where I got the idea from. Why pay £7 to go outdoors when you can make it yourself from leftover food? And it's going to be nicer as well if it's homemade. And while I'm on about other people's channels, check out Graham Basnet. You know, if you like the content I produce, you'll like his channel as well. Camps in all the same places. He does, you know, talks about a little bit about the history and that. And I don't think his channel's been out that long, so he's building his channel. But yeah, if you like my content, you'll love his content. And also check out Mick as well, the 12 Sagittarian, because not only does he do like show you how to make your own beef jerky, he does a lot of wild camping in Harwood Forest and places like that. So check them both out, guys. You know it makes sense. And this is going to be the first time I've cooked on my new stove, so we'll see how it goes. Oh! Oh my hell. Yeah. Oh my hell. Oh! Oh, what have I done? Blooming hell, I didn't expect that. You know, I should have tried it outside for the first time. I was lucky there, like, I could have burnt a hole in my tent. This cordage here is like just for strengthening. That can be easily replaced. That was frightening, that, like. I'm actually going to cook outside. I'm not going to risk it in here. So I'm going to eat the rice and munch on the chicken drumsticks and enjoy the views. You don't do a bit of wild camping, you know it makes sense. You know it makes sense. Look at them views. I think there's standing stones around here. I'll have me tea, then I'm going to go investigate. Explore a bit of the history. I just seen it from over there. My camp's about 50 metres away. I thought it was a standing stone. It's a blooming gas pipe. But there is a stone over here, which is interesting. It could be an old gate post or an old gravestone. This beech plantation, I wonder why this was planted. It is part of the older road because it's lined with beech trees. Here's that standing stone I was telling you about. It looks like there's been a bit of a wall here and it ends. And then you've got that. It could have been a gate. But where's the other one? Could have been a boundary stone. That looks like a bit of metal that's been snapped off, so I think it is part of the other gate stone that's over there. I'll go and show you. So here's the opening to the coach inn, and one of the big stones that lines the gate isn't here, so that could be what was over there. So it's not old. It's not like, you know, a standing stone from Neolithic times. You know, it's not thousands of years old, put that way. It's only perhaps a couple of 100 years old. But still a bit of history, guys. And I'm just thrilled to be here, just to be out. You know, if the stone could tell a story, you know, what would it say? These pens here, which are, they probably had sheep in, but back in the day would have been the, you know, where they kept the horses, fed the horses and rested them. I just love it, it's fascinating. The landowner has done repairs, probably use it as a shelter for his livestock. Perhaps he's kept the sheep in here and, you know, he's been able to like get them in and out through this pathway. That looks like similar to the other stone that I saw before. The stone over there has something similar sticking out the side. And you've got stone here that looks a lot, it looks better dressed. Totally fascinating. Right, I'm going to get back to my tent. More tea, Vicar. Yep, it's just good to be out. Look guys, I've had me supper and I've come out for the witching hour. It's eerily quiet. It's that time of night where the birds, you can hear them chirping. It's almost like a dawn chorus in reverse. It's like they're asking or calling their friends to get together. It's time to go to roost. And it would be absolutely blissful if it wasn't for the sound of that road. That's the main road, about half a mile from here. That's the only thing that's spoiling it. You know, that's some fantastic views. Over there, and I wish I'd brought me long lens, is the Cheviot. You can see snow on the top and there's low clouds rolling across it. Fantastic. Wild Northumberland at best. And I'm camping next to this gibbet. There has to be been an original one here at some time. So I hope I see a ghost tonight. I really do. You know, there's an old saying, it's not the dead you want to be frightened of, it's the living. And it would give me some kind of comfort as well if I did see a ghost. you know, it would make me think, well, perhaps there is life after death. Most of you are probably wondering why I haven't been out, and I suppose it's the perfect time to tell you. I lost my mum in November, and I just lost the want to be out. Lost interest in my hobbies, and found it really difficult to motivate myself. And you know what it is, guys? This is the best therapy, just being out here. You know, if anybody's suffering from depression or mental health issues, in a walk in the hills, a wild camp, somewhere like here, the peace, the quiet and the solitude, there's nothing like it. I feel so lucky, you know, being here, living so close to this, right on my doorstep. So I just thought I had to let you know, why I haven't been out. It's not because I'm the warm weather wanderer, because it's going to be cold tonight. It's going to be in the minus tonight. Get out and do a bit of wild camping. You know it makes sense. You know it makes sense. Morning. It was a cold one last night. I didn't feel it at first, but it was about, I don't know, as it started to get like near dawn, it was at its coldest. And this bag is rated, it's the first time I've tried it actually, but it's rated for like -6 comfort or something around there. And I had to like tighten the bag right up so it had a little peephole. It was so it was like a mummy bag. To try and keep cinch it right up to keep the warmth in. But I was on the verge of like being uncomfortable. I knew it was getting cold because I was poking my nose out the hole. I had my hat tightened right up as well, try to keep the warmth in like that. But my nose was blooming freezing, and I didn't want to obviously you've got to kind of keep your face out the bag, otherwise for the condensation, otherwise it builds up in your sleeping bag and the down gets damp and it loses its ability to keep you warm. But apart from that, it was, no, I'm not used to the noises the tent produces. I wasn't aware that there was much wind, but twice it was as if something grabbed the tent. It's like, like that. And it happened twice, and it was about an hour apart, something like that. But I thought, that could be the wind, you know what I mean? And now this place is haunted, or supposed to be haunted. But I'm not going to say, it was something grabbing the tent, because it could have been the wind. Yeah, I'm on the edge, I'm on top of a moor, on the edge of the plantation, so if the wind does pick up, if it gusts, you know, that's what it could have been, to be honest with you. But you know, it was just like hardly any wind. You know, the tent wasn't making any noise. It just came out of the blue. That kind of like only happened for about 3 seconds. Oh, it was weird, but you know, who knows? It's just bitter cold this morning. It's been hailstoning through the night. Although you can't see it, the gibbet and hedgehog is covered in snow. Always have a good look round and make sure you've left no rubbish. Items like, you know, chicken legs and, you know, food items. Well, I'm just going to leave that for the fox. recycled. You know, I've had my bit from it. You know, let the fox get a little bit more of it. I don't know, I'm not all there, am I? But it'll return to nature anyway. Just don't leave anything that doesn't biodegrade easily, like plastics and stuff like that. I feel a total fool wearing these. They're the wrong colour scheme. But you know what, guys? I've got them given off my friend, the Cheviot Yeti. And they're lovely and warm. You know what it is, right? It's better to be warm than to look stupid, isn't it? Right, I'm going to get away, guys. It's been a good one, my first camp of 2023. And I hope it's going to be the beginning of many to come. So I'll had a quick look around. I haven't left any of my crap. I'll get away, I'll catch you all in the next one. Get out and do a wild camping, you know it makes sense, you know.